So the first one is Sarah going to talk to us about Citizen and Customer Services Unit Update. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So this is the unit update for Citizen and Customer Services. This report actually covers from the 1st of October last year to the 30th of September this year, so a good 12 months. You'll see, so I'm taking it that most people have had a chance to look at the report and read the report. I will just go through some key highlights, and if there's any particular questions people want to ask, that'll be marvellous. Just a key highlight, 763, 182 interactions for customer services over this period of time. You'll see that our feedback from our customers is very positive. The resident survey, walk-in service, 99%, phone service, 86%, team engagement is high, the Ask Your Council annual survey, 71%. We have a real-time engagement tool as well that sits very positively at 7.4. The team have done well again this year with industry recognition. Perhaps I'll drive this, shall I? We, for the 6th year in a row, have won the National Public Service Contact Centre Award.
Very well done.
Yes, that's great. The team are wonderful. And the Gold Award across all industries for the 3rd year in a row. What else can I tell you? There's some key projects. So there's the interactions. You can see that's the type of inquiries that people are engaging with council about. Obviously, Citizen Customer Services is the first point of contact for a range of services. 87% of them are resolved at that first point of contact, so don't get passed into the business, which I think is pretty phenomenal. Next slide, please. Okay, I've talked about customer feedback, 99% there, phone service at 86, compliments 89, but complaints at 19. Complaints are also really useful for us because they give us opportunity to quite often improve processes. So we pay quite a lot of attention to those. Next slide. Yes, there's some key project updates. Mokiki, as you know, South Library and Customer Service Centre is well underway. The construction of that is very exciting. We're continuing to provide services at Pioneer, somewhat trimmed down. A lot of people have found other places to go, missing their obviously local service centre, but still the service is continuing there. Quite a lot of work has been happening this year you would have heard of the Unacceptable Behaviours Working Group. It's a working group looking at one of the key streams is around physical safety for our frontline staff. We've done some really good work at Riccarton with our ability to lock the building down now, secure the staff. We've had, there are some challenges in that neighbourhood with homeless people, etc. So just making sure those places are safe is really important. Ekaroa, another key area. We've done some really good work there in relation to cameras, security doors, etc. Shirley is also on the radar. So these pieces of work will continue through the next 12 months. As part of that work, we've also been looking at reviewing the council complaints policy. That's in draft and is out for feedback currently, and then we'll be going further for sign-off, as well as a range of procedures that support the organisation in relation to dealing with lone workers or trespass situations. Next slide, please. Okay, enhanced citizen experience. So that's the digital citizen experience. A few of you will be well aware what that's about, hopefully. This is taking what we currently have as a self-service option of My Christchurch, uplifting it to a new platform, improving security with citizen ID so people can have only one log-on or will require only one log-on. And be able to have effectively an account with council. The first release, besides lifting and shifting current My Council to the new platform will be My Rates, where people will be able to log on, look up their rates balance, which is really, really important. Currently, you have to do that by phone. So being able to do that yourself, self-service will be excellent, as well as things like setting up your direct debit, seeing your transaction history, etc. So that's coming in the middle of next year. What else can I tell you about my DCE? Planning is now underway in relation to service request and our opportunities there. You will be familiar with the challenges we have with the connection between Snapsy and Solve, which is a third-party app, and Council's hybrid system. The confusion that creates, we're looking to address that by integrating directly to Snapsy and Solve. Also looking at, though, how can we make the ticket process, so once you raise a reporter problem with us, that process going directly to contractors more efficient, so we don't have a whole lot of pre-handling, what we call triage happening, and therefore delaying the time frame for things to get actioned. Let me see. I've talked about health and safety. Next slide. Just some collaborative work we've been doing across the organisation. Obviously, the elections, customer services played a key role in supporting the elections this year, which went very well. Every service centre, you could come and bring your votes or do special voting. Consents, we're doing a lot of work with our consenting colleagues to enable people to look up and find information easier on our website to improve that process in relation to some of the straightforward interactions or requests like, where's my consent at? So some work, hopefully we'll have that in by Christmas and reap the benefits of that in the new year. And I think that's about it.
Okay, Sarah.
So provide an opportunity for questions.
I've got a few questions. That's very good. And thank you for alerting us to some areas where we all know there's sort of been a few wee bottlenecks and you're looking to attack them, so to speak, and make life easier for you and everyone else. Just one wee question from me. On that one where it says engagement, why are so many people ringing up and asking you questions about New Zealand Post? Why is that the...
Oh, okay, because we provide New Zealand Post services. So this is walk-in stats. So this is why they engage with us across all of our channels. So
right.
That's walk-in, phone, email.
Okay.
So we've got posts at 7 sites. Ekara, yeah. Little River.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 5 other sites.
No, that's fine. Just a lot of questions. So then we've got Sam. I got you, young.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Sarah, for this. Really, really good. We're really keen to go to the digital, and I suspect other people are as well, around the digital stuff.
Yep.
So, sorry, what are we at? Third or fourth?
That one.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. So, because I mean, it makes sense to have an app that literally anyone can just to be in 2025 and not have an app, I think is a bit, we're a bit out of touch or out of step with where things need to be. Yep. So we've got the first batch of that starting, so that'll be ready by June. Is that what we're saying?
That's right. Yes, the first release. So it's a web-based app or portal, effectively. So you can use it on any device. We already have a function called My Christchurch. There's about 60,000 people who use that, yep. But only has limited service offering. What's been happening with this is that actually now it'll be secure. So we won't put council at risk that information gets shared with people incorrectly. You'll have a unique 2-factor authentication login and one login. So yes, June, you'll see the release of My Rates.
So, and it may not be a question for you, but so I don't know who it would be for, but we've talked about this a lot, and a web version is, so it's not what we asked for.
Yeah.
So we asked for an app so that the public can use it. So I'm just unclear as to what we need to do to be clearer with the organisation, because we've talked. I remember, I think it was Jamie and Sarah, I think it might have been, that they were in agreement, like saying, that we go, we need to be able to get our phone.
Yes.
Literally log on to an app. Not we based use, and we won't get the uptake, so we're not going to get the efficiencies. So I don't know, Mary, what we can do, but The risk is we start spending money on something.
Yeah, perhaps like it's really at a really good stage to actually see it, to showcase it, so that you can see what that experience will be like for somebody to log in.
Yeah, but it's the like we have an app that tells us when our rubbish bins will get picked up.
Yes. Yep.
And we don't have an app that can tell us about like the stuff we interact with. We pride ourselves on interacting with the public. The council have been really clear, and I'm not getting at you because I know it's not you're just having to deal with it. But I just don't know, Mary, what we can do to fix this, because it's, we spend a lot of money in IT.
We'll get the Sarah and the team who have been working on this and do a presentation to the councillors to see how people can interact with this, and whether there's so we'll get IT and so there's Anne, Andrew and Sarah that can see how it functions and whether it's.
Are we gonna have an app though?
Effectively.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think you need to see it to understand how to operate, because of the way the functionality that's required. It needs a e-commerce platform. There's multi-factor authentication. There's a whole lot of things that need to happen. You will have it on your phone, and it operates, looks, feels like an app, but it's a web-based app.
You won't get
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't we bring it? Why don't we bring
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So can we also have back then if the governance steering group is it that made the decision about a web app?
Yeah.
But so unless I got it wrong, council were very clear on what they wanted, and I don't know when that changed. So
I think we've got that.
Okay. Kelly?
Thanks, Sarah. Love the work that you guys do. I mean, I think it's fantastic, actually, your communication with residents. I just have a few queries, like often when people request a service or make a complaint, they'll say to me, I got an email from council sort of saying, thank you for your query. We've taken note of it, or the problem is solved often when it's not.
Yep.
And I just think it's a one negative that people sort of seem to bring up, saying, oh, they said it was done, but it's not.
Yes.
And I wonder whether, in the pursuit of continual improvement, we would look at sort of expanding the responses that we have to something a little more realistic and to maybe vague. I don't want to, create the impression that we've solved something when in actual fact it hasn't actually been dealt with yet, because it's just a small thing that it really annoys people.
Absolutely, and you're absolutely right. There's been quite a bit of work done. So how I mentioned Snaps and Solve and the integration with ours, that causes confusion because you get a ticket number from Snaps and Solve, and you get Snaps and Solve also telling you it's been completed. So that's why we need to sort that out, so that customer experience, because people think they're dealing with council, but they're not.
Yes.
It's only when it hits our hybrid system that you're dealing with council. So that bit we definitely need to resolve, take away that confusion. But also we have changed, because we absolutely can change notifications. When work is put on, it used to be that when something was put on a work program, the ticket got closed and it got that communication that it's now been completed. That's now been changed, and it should say it's now been put on a program of work and will be completed in 12 months' time, or whatever that time frame is, to help manage that. There is confusion. Absolutely.
I love that. I think that's really smart.
Yeah. So that's phase 2.
Thank you, Kel. Tyler? And then Yanni. Gotcha.
Kia ora. Just another revision of the enhanced citizens experience. Sam's spot on, by the way, around the app thing. There was even a proposal in an annual plan, and then staff said that they're going to come back with something. So I'm keen to see how that turns out. I've got a question around the collation of all of those apps and where we are at with those. So, for example, if we've got a web-based app server then we've got 3 different council apps. I'm wondering where the efficiencies could lie.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
So a full costing would be great and how much we pay for those apps, but also the proposal that the council's pushed, with the app, how much is it going to cost? What's it going to take? Things like that. It's all cool if we get the web-based application there, but it'd be cool to see what the alternative is that we've asked for.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Yanni, please.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I welcome the briefing. James Goff and I have been going on about 20 years, where we just want the ability for people to be able to manage themselves online or with an app or whatever. So I'm still just really, I guess concerned at how much money and time we've been spending on, and it just seems to keep changing over time, but we never seem to get to a point. Will people be able to self-manage their CSRs through this app or through this portal?
Yes.
So if you've logged, sorry? No, you can't. So if you want to chase up what happened to your ticket number, you can't put your ticket number in and see where it's gone and when it was responded to. You get, like, to Kelly's point, you get emails saying it's, in progress or it's in train. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So the other thing I was going to ask is, I'm really grateful for the partnership with New Zealand Post, but there are some fundamental problems with it as I see, which is Kiwi Bank and NZ Post have basically put the cost on us. Do we have any sense of what they pay in terms of providing that service? Like, I presume there's contract agreements.
Yep.
Do we know how that compares to what the private providers are paid? And, like, I guess what I'm concerned about is we're basically subsidizing New Zealand Post to a large extent, enabling them to save money and reduce hours, and there's no real conversation about what the demand or the need is.
Yeah, so there's definitely demand because some of our sites are very, very busy. New Zealand Post pay, so we do bill paying as well, so not just postage at most of those sites. They pay us the same as they would pay any agency. We get paid the same money. Right. The agreement is that it doesn't cost make sure that it doesn't cost the ratepayers of Christchurch any money to provide post services at our services. So we track our time, staff time to deliver those services against the revenue we received. You will remember that post-quake, walk-in services, so our service centres, the volume, the demand shrunk hugely. And so we were left with a quandary really around how many locations should we have? Because if we haven't got people there, you've got people sitting around waiting for people to come in. Yeah. New Zealand Post has assisted that. So that's brought in people who probably wouldn't have come in previously, but also it gainfully employs our staff. They have a variety of services they provide, which they enjoy that variety. So it is currently mutually beneficial.
Is there any opportunity, like, I note the libraries have gone cash. I'm getting a lot of negative feedback about going cashless, and people in my community rely on cash quite a lot, maybe more than others.
Yes.
So the loss of ATMs and the loss of being able to use cash is having a profound social impact. Is there any ability for us to think through a strategy of, for example, ATMs or something with Kiwi Bank or New Zealand Post around those cash services? Like, where's the future going with that? Do we know? Because, like in Eastgate, when they shut down all the bank ATMs and then started charging $7 a transaction, and
I've still got 4. The question is,
is there any ability to have a discussion with Kiwi Bank around the provision of ATMs at our facilities?
Come back with some advice around the pros and cons rather than just launch into that. There is a security and safety issue when you're cash handling and have ATMs. So we can come back with some more advice around the pros and cons.
Keen to move on.
Yeah.
Tim, please, and then Celeste.
I'm kind of like the same vein, but with New Zealand Post, it'd be good to have an update on the cost and profit analysis, because if you're looking at page 10 of yours, of your presentation, New Zealand Post contacts with regards to New Zealand Post is over 60,000 more than the next highest, which is request for services. So, and with the pie chart to the left of that, New Zealand Post 23%, walk-ins 12%. With the New Zealand Post, could we get an idea of, is it by phone or is it by email or is it walk-in? If we could get an idea of that, would be really, really good.
Okay, yeah, no, New Zealand Post is all walk-in.
Yeah, because we found out from libraries with regards to their supply of Skinny and Mobile, 50% of the health and safety issues from all of the library services is from their public connection with Skinny. So there's a real problem there. So yeah, if we could get some information on that would be good.
Can you just clarify that the reason we did this is it is fully cost recoverable, and it's actually better for our residents and ratepayers because they now have access to a service that they wouldn't have access to anyway. So no cost, but much better outcome for our residents and ratepayers.
Yeah,
that's why we drove it. Is that right?
I think hours in ESCO.
Well, yeah, I totally, it's great, but does our cost recovery include the call centre times with regards to New Zealand Post? I'm just, I just want to get an idea of how we're doing that.
Yeah, so I could explain the cost recovery for New Zealand Post. New Zealand Post is purely a walk-in service, so they're at our service centres, so the staff that provide that service, customer service reps, are multi-channeled, multi-skilled, so they do everything. Okay. So there are times of the week when they are rostered onto the phones, and then there are times of the week when they're rostered to serve our customers face to face. So there is a guaranteed quality of service, but also the variety that provides our staff. It helps us to retain good people, and it's also a very efficient or effective way of us delivering services.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tim. And lastly, Celeste, please.
Thank you. I just also want to acknowledge how amazing your teams are. I constantly get great feedback. I know it's a tough job being on the front line, so I just want to acknowledge that. And the other part is just as part of the sort of development of the new sort of Snap Send Solve integration, is there an opportunity for us to kind of give a little bit of feedback? Because often we spot where some of the glitches are, and I'm sure you'll be aware of most of them, but there's a couple that have come to my attention recently where if you log something that's already in the system and they ask you to relog it, it sort of just cancels out and says it's been completed, even if it's technically a new request. So
absolutely, we would love that. We are, as part of the phase 2, so the service request review, we are going to have a people's panel where we are going to get the public to do some testing of that. So I'm more than happy to invite elected members as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sarah. That was good, and I think you've got some good feedback on what people are aiming towards. So onward and upward. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.